What was that?
Yeah.
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 Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah. This sounds like an Aussie cheerleading team. Fuck yeah, you cunt. Yeah.
Fucking get the ball count. Yeah, that's the way, mate.
There we
What's
go.
the problem? I don't see the problem here.
We're mastering it is what we're doing right now.
I'm a master of something else, mate.
Okay. Well, hello everyone to In the Bread podcast. How are we today? This is Dead Ed, along with Nugsy, and aren't we?
G'day.
Yeah.
Good eve.
Good eve.
G'day.
Good eve. Good eve. Am I saying good eve or grieve? Good eve. Good eve.
You can do a bit of both.
Bit of both.
A bit of
How
good
is-
eve. Good
How,
eve.
how are you tonight, Nugsy? How was your day?
I had a very long day today.
I'm glad.
A very long morning.
Oh. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm glad day and
It
morning
all started when I woke up.
followed that. What? Tell your uncle.
I'll start at the end.
Okay, work your way backwards.
Yeah.
That's what my girlfriend does. Sorry, wife.
Girlfriend.
Wife.
Is there somebody you're
Which
not
one,
telling?
girlfriend or wife? Which one you tell?
Can't she be both?
Say.
No.
No, no. Hang on. Are we talking about Georgie or your girlfriend?
Yes.
Oh.
We've got an level.
Mm.
It's a web of lies.
How was your day, Nugsy? What happened? Tell us what happened today.
I ended up at Optus this afternoon.
Optus.
And yes, needed to get a new SIM card.
Oh, okay, an Optus store. Sorry.
Yes. And needed to call insurance for my phone. Got all that sorted.
Hmm.
Before that, I had to get a fucking... You know how they merged Centrelink and Medicare and all that shit?
Yes. Every time you walk past the Centrelink now, they have the Medicare sign, and I've
Yes.
never dare walked in there, but apparently it's the case.
Fucking an hour's wait.
An hour.
Just to get me transferred off my mum's card onto my own card.
Disgusting.
Yep.
Disgusting.
And there was spew on the floor. Like, it was dried spew, but it was definitely there.
Ew. Did you?
It was definitely noticeable too.
You take a photo of it, you put it up on Twitter, hashtag it, and, let Centrelink know. This is disgraceful. This is disgraceful. I hate this type of discrimination towards clean
right.
carpets.
And chairs.
And chairs.
What did the furniture ever do to you?
Can't you... Why can't we... don't get me started. Don't get me started. Just why can't you call over the phone and do this stuff?
Yep. Your reaction to that was almost as if I had mentioned Hitler.
Yeah. That's good, though. We get him out of the way early on, then we can go through the podcast knowing that he's not going
to... she's alright, eh?
There were more people associated with the Nazi Party other than Hitler. Speer, Goering.
But we're not talking about Nazis, are we? We're talking about Hitler.
Hitler, he's the pinnacle of Nazis.
Yeah, but we're not talking about Nazis.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Man,
Did you ever have to read that book?
Anyway.
Did you have to read that book for school? Hitler's Daughter.
Hitler had a daughter?
No, it's fictional. I think it's like a what if he had a
Well,
daughter type
well,
thing.
what if... Okay, how about this? Would you do her?
Well, she was a child in the book, but I assume she'd be older now. Maybe?
Oh, well, now, I mean, I'm not talking about
Should be
when Hitler was
old.
alive. He'd murder you for even
Hey, don't
thinking
discriminate.
Should be. You're
True.
right. I shouldn't, but holy cow, should be old.
about it. Oh, fine,
Right.
in her prime. I don't know. Whenever the prime is for you.
When's the prime? That's a loaded question, Lever.
Yeah, I know. Okay, don't answer that.
Well, I guess you would say 80 for me, but
So yes.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Sorry. That's your age. I should.
That's mine. You stole it.
I'm sorry. I stole it. Okay, so you spent an hour at quote unquote
Yes.
Medicare.
Yes.
To get just to get a cut.
That's unrelated, but that was a part of my day.
Okay, and you had a long morning.
Yes. So part of the reason why I needed to claim insurance on my Samsung S8,
On your what?
my
Samsung S8.
S8.
It's a mobile phone.
Wait, they got an 8 out?
That's what your missus has.
I know. I'm trolling. Anyway,
Are
proceed.
you an idiot?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Which
Are
you
missus? Sorry,
stupid?
your wife, not your girlfriend. That's why you got confused.
No.
Oh yeah, that's true. What does your girlfriend have?
I don't know. She's
iPhone.
dead.
You only just got her. She's dead already.
I know. That's what's upsetting, and I can't get a refund.
Try claim insurance.
I didn't get insurance. I didn't think she'd die so
Oh,
quickly, to be
fuck.
honest with you. Who knew that we had to
Don't have to help
breathe
you.
at least couple of times a minute? I didn't.
Have you ever timed yourself holding your breath?
I timed myself holding something else. 30 seconds. I was pretty impressed. No.
Oh.
I was told if you hold your breath over 10 seconds, you start to lose brain cells. But that was in a kid's medicine book, so I don't know how true that is. There's like, there's actually the book How Your Body Works, and it was a series of books that you got as a kid that would teach you basic things from organs and cells and all that kind of stuff. So,
Well, how long ago was this? When you were a kid?
yeah, it was
Or is it
during
just a kid's book you
during the
found?
90s. During the 90s. It was something my
Oh.
parents used to get me when I was in primary school.
Well, I
never-
guess I've lost a few then.
Yeah. Lost a few.
I was
Oh.
curious the other day, and I timed myself, and I got to minute 20, and somebody asked me a question.
Fucker.
Yeah, fucking screwed that idea.
Jeez. Well, is there anything else that happened in your day, or is that?
Yes. So the reason why I got insurance is
Yes.
I got mugged on my way to work this morning.
Oh
What?
shit.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I mean, I got mugged on my way to work
Explain.
this morning.
Some guy robbed you.
Two guys actually.
Oh, okay.
So I was waiting to cross. I was at a corner, waiting to cross the other side of the corner, and I saw a car come up, and I was gonna wait for him to, because he was slowing down, so I was waiting for him to turn the corner, and he didn't have his blinker on. I thought, oh, that'd be fucking right. Another can't indicate for shit.
Mm-hmm.
And he slowly pulled around the corner and stopped in front of me. And the guy got out, and I was thinking, oh, this is not a place to drop somebody off. And then he walked up to me. I looked at him. He looked at me lovingly. And he said, I think he said like, or hi, or something. And I was like, yes, I know exactly how this is going to go down. He grabbed my backpack and like he kept pulling on it. And I think he was saying like, oh, give me your stuff or something. And another guy got out of the back passenger side. He crossed over to my left, and he said, I think it was him. I don't know exactly. He said, give me your stuff or give me your phones or something, or I'll stab you. I didn't see if they had any weapons per se, but that doesn't mean they didn't have any. I just didn't see any. And they pulled my phones out of my pocket, so I got the S8 and my old S6.
Oh!
You know what? That S6 has my progress for Fire Emblem.
Did you got a Nintendo account though? Yeah.
I do. Does it back it up?
Yeah.
Oh, thank fuck.
Oh, okay. Okay, so nothing
Oh,
major was
thank
lost.
God. All right, the story's ended. That's it. I'm happy now.
So you called the police, obviously. Or you can't. You don't have a phone.
Yeah, no, that's right. So they one of them said grab his wallet, and they were patting me down. That's the one thing they didn't get. I don't know how they missed my wallet, but they didn't get my wallet, which is a good thing because not only does it have my license with my address on it, I also have the key to my house in my wallet.
Shit. That's a very silly thing to wear. But don't put your key to the house in your wallet.
And I just realized I said that on a podcast.
Yes.
Anyway.
That's okay. No one's going to rob you again.
Mm-hmm. Ever. They kind of just peeled off. They my bag was on the ground. They picked up my bag. The most annoying thing about this whole thing is they took my bag. Why? That bag I've had for 2 years, and I've taken it everywhere with me for 2 years. It's been to England, it's been to Denmark, it's been to Singapore. I love that fucking bag. It took me so long to find a bag that I liked, and I had a bag that I liked, and it's gone, and I'm so annoyed.
These
You're
guys.
annoyed about the bag over your
Yes!
phone?
They
So
sound.
you don't have any
Fucking love
phone
that bag.
anymore?
I'm using my old S4.
Fuck.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. I got an S4 a few years ago, and then 2 years ago I got a 6. and then I got an S8 this year. So I was S4, S6, and S8, and now the S6 is gone. So yeah, they jumped in the car with my bag and my stuff, not my wallet, all my earphones. I kept my earphones, guys.
That's
and
really
they drove up. So there's a little street that kind of joins these two parallel roads, and they drove up this little street and they turned left. Now, if they turned right, they would have headed to a main road. If they gone straight up, they would have reached the other main road, and they intersect further along. They didn't turn left. They didn't turn right, or they didn't go straight. They turned left. At the end of that street is a dead end on the right. On the left, you go back down the main street all the way towards my house. So my first thought was, if they're turning left, they could be doubling back. So I walked. So I went across the road. There are flats there that I decided to. There was like a little alcove behind the fence. I thought I'll duck in there for a couple of minutes just in case they decide to double back and maybe finish the job or some shit. And then I don't know how much time passed. I just decided that I'd waited long enough and I couldn't be bothered waiting anymore. And I started jogging towards the main road. And there was a guy walking towards me, like a tradie. And I told him what happened. I asked if I could borrow his phone just to call my mum, who didn't answer. It's like, thanks, mum. And he said, if she calls back, I'll let her know, whatever. So I went up to the main road, jogged half of that back, cut back across towards my house, called the cops. They took some brief information, and then they sent two officers around, spoke to them. We went back to where it happened, kind of showed them like where, and they kind of drove around looking for CCTV, see if they could get a better image of the car, because I know nothing about cars. I know it was a four-wheel drive. I know it was white. It looked fairly new, and that's about it. Oh, and I know the license plate was white backed, and that's it.
What does white back mean? Oh, you mean right back? Gotcha.
white back.
Privileged back.
Hang on.
Privileged back. That's right.
Yep.
Damn, Nugsy. So it's been a pretty terrible day for you. That's what we should have.
Did he me?
I think he did.
Yeah, it's too much for him.
I think that it really. Did he mute
That's
himself?
kind of messed up. I want to know more about this.
I want to find the guys. They sound like the most laziest thieves in the world. They can't even fucking walk. They have to use a car. Disgusting.
Well, the area, huh? Like, you can already tell what kind of people they were.
Yeah.
We'll have to confirm.
We need to find out some very vital information.
I'm sorry, I was interrupted.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Quite rudely and abruptly. It was the banging on the desk actually that.
Uh-oh. There we go. That's some misses.
Fuck's sake.
Oi.
All right.
So I'm guessing they were Caucasian.
No.
They
One was
were
Middle Eastern.
They were my people, yeah?
Yeah.
Of
One was Middle Eastern, and the other guy was, I think he was black, but he kept his head down. He could have been wearing a face mask. I don't know.
Okay.
The other guy, I didn't get to see much at all.
All right. Well,
Um.
we're gonna find these
Yeah,
fuckers.
They brought me back. They said you could make a statement if you go down to the cop station. Just means that if anything happens, you could go to court with it. They said you could make a what's it called, a statement. You could lodge something. I can't remember the exact wording, but it just means that they will have it on record, and that's it. Nothing progresses past that point.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
I just thought either way, I don't feel like anything will happen, because if this is an isolated incident, they just may have been a power trip. Fuck, who knows?
Well, they might be doing it to some poor sucker tomorrow as well.
Well, that was part of the reason why I thought, fuck it, why not? I'll just go down. At this point, towards the end, a senior constable turned up and he said, "This may sound a bit weird, but can we take your clothes?"
What?
So like,
DNA.
yeah, I was like, okay. They said, all right, just go down to the cop station. Bring a change of clothes. I grabbed the iMeet for the phone and a couple other things. I've had the original package. The SIM card came in, so they have the buck or the code number for the SIM card.
Can you trace your phone?
Yeah, no, because I didn't have the data on.
on either.
Well, one doesn't have a SIM card.
Yeah, but what are the other one?
Wait, that's what I'm
Just
saying.
had
It
it
didn't
in
have the data on.
Damn.
So I did log into Google.
Wait, do you have a PIN number and all that? Like, I don't get the point. Like, do they think it's gonna work with that? You can't just unlock that shit.
I don't
It doesn't
know
work
what
like the old phone.
people.
What were
I
they
don't
thinking?
think people think these things through.
No.
Because I mean, even if they did pawn it off on somebody else and sell it to a mate of theirs, like they're gonna have the same issue.
They're not gonna be able to do anything. With
No,
it.
that's
Useless.
right.
They can
Not only that,
they manually switch them off now.
the police have the IME, which means that if they try and sell it to a legitimate place, that'll come up. And when we call the insurance, they blacklisted that IME, so that phone is unusable.
Let's hope they find the bastards.
So, what do I want to ask? I wanted to ask, is this the first time this has happened to you?
Yeah,
In that area, I'm surprised.
Yeah, that's one of the other things I'm so annoyed about. I've lived here for 24 years. These cunts who looked quite young decide that they fucking probably own the place, and you know, it's. To be honest, all I could think about was I'm a minority in this area, because I am.
Where's
And they've seen me, and they've picked me out because I'm different. And they've preyed on that fact, and they're like, "This guy doesn't belong here. This is our area. This is our town." That's how it feels.
So, did you just comply to everything they asked? So what? What was the go?
Well, they jumped out. The guy kind of grabbed me, and they were like kind of like really rough with me to begin with, like kind of moving me around. And
you know, that's what I want. I want a freaking
robber
robber who's
there
gentle.
was 3 of them. I could.
Why couldn't they be nice and gentle about it, or at least be decent? Hey, I'm gonna. Sorry to bother you. Can we please have your stuff, please?
Yeah, look, we just want some of your things. Is that all right?
Is it that hard to be fucking civil in this world anymore?
I know, and you just say no, and they're like, "Oh,
sorry to bother you."
Like someone else.
Good day.
Just going our way.
Disgusting individuals that are just a scum
mate,
of the
I
earth.
hope they, you know, there's most of the time, like, you hear something happen, you're like, oh, you know, you don't really, not like, your first thing isn't, oh, I hope they die. I hope these fuckers die. I hope they get into a horrible car crash and they die slow and painfully.
While pissing themselves.
Yes.
Pissing in their own mouths. Pissing
Even
blood.
better. Somehow, like, their body's really contorted in the accident and their penis is right in front of them.
Well, yeah, that's exactly right. They're looking at their penis, and their penis is talking to them. You never did anything with me.
They're hallucinating.
You know, I wonder.
Did you ever imagine yourself being in that position like that before? No, Nugsy, and what you'd do?
You know, there were a lot of times. There have been times where I felt I was in a much worse situation. And I thought if anything was going to happen, if I was ever going to get jumped, it would be now, and nothing has ever happened. But this is 6:30 in the morning. It's an hour's past sunrise, and these guys decide to rob. I don't understand the thought process. It's almost broad daylight, and they decide to mug someone. Why? Wouldn't you do it when it's dark? That's why I'm thinking that.
Too cliche.
They were on their way to some
kids.
Idiots. They're just
Did you look
idiots.
rich?
Fucking, if I looked rich to someone, they're fucking hallucinating because I was wearing my black jeans, which are like almost white.
Jeans,
now,
there you
they're
go, bro.
faded.
You're not wearing a trackie. Of course you're different.
And a fucking old jumper. Oh, which the police still have for DNA testing.
So you get robbed by the muggers. You get robbed by the police. What do you have?
Yeah. At the way to settling for an hour with the derelict.
Jeez.
Well, so yeah, you mentioned the insurance. That's what I was going to ask. What insurance are you talking about? Like, did you already have insurance on the phone? Is that what you're saying?
Oh,
And
so the
that's
phone
covered by.
The phone. Mum had an upgrade on her plan, so she upgraded and gave me that phone. So I was using her phone, technically speaking, because it's under her plan. I've been paying her back for it, and that was covered under insurance. It was covered under insurance through her. All I had to do was change my SIM, which was really confusing for the guide optus to understand, which is completely understandable. Because when she was on the phone to the insurance, I said, "Oh, can I get a new SIM?" He's like, "Sure," and he he did the process of like setting up the new SIM, which was like one click of a button almost. And I noticed at the top had my mum's number, and I said, the SIM's under. Should we change the number because that's under like a different one? He looked at me. He's like, I just disabled your mum's SIM card. I was like,
you can't reactivate that shit too. She has to use that card.
What?
Yeah, he said it's all right. Everything's fine. You just use this new SIM card now. I mean, I don't understand.
Day.
I don't blame him for misunderstanding. But like it's just another thing to the day.
Jeez, I was stressed because I had to freaking clean a window today. So thank you for putting my life into perspective.
You're right.
No.
Oh, what happened? Tell us about this window.
Oh,
did the police mug you?
No, the rain had been raining on it from last week,
man.
And you get little dirt blotches.
Oh, that's fucking cunts.
I know.
Did you call the cops?
I actually did have to call the cops a couple of days ago.
Today?
No, a couple of days ago. Because we had some petrol head driving around at like 100 kilometers an hour doing laps around our roads in his like green friggin' customized fuckmobile. It's like a bright green, and it was like a custom. I know. I didn't know what it was. Like you know, I know nothing about cars.
Yeah.
But I got he had a custom license plate, so I called the cops and I said, look, there's some guy driving around here like an absolute maniac up and down our streets, and they do absolutely nothing about it. And I was like, well, this is the car, this is the color, this is where he's going, this is his license plate. I haven't heard anything back. They're not going to do anything. These damn lunatics, these hooligans, friggin' driving around here thinking that they own the place. It's like, no one does.
Well, that's what I thought about my case, because it just seemed so light when it could have been so much worse. But they took it very seriously, and I kind of wonder if it was the threat of like stabbing me, because when I spoke to the lady on the phone, I told her that like he threatened to stab me.
Yeah.
So I think they took that as in they had a weapon on the person.
That's armed robbery.
Yeah, exactly. And when the cops turned up and they said, "Oh, so did you see a weapon?" I was like, no, I was only threatened. And I just said I think it was only to get me to comply more than... I think it was more an idle threat than an actual...
Intimidation.
Yeah.
Armed robbery. It wasn't actually... armed mugging. I don't know if that's a...
I mean, they had arms, so I suppose it was armed in a way, but...
Yeah, bastards.
They weren't bearing arms.
Well...
They didn't have bare arms, either.
That was a very compelling story for the last 12 hours of your life. Oh, no, more than that. 15 hours of your life.
It's fucking a year of firsts. You know, I fucking got hit by a car earlier this year. I've been mugged. What else is on the list for Nugsy this year?
Best, your groomsman at my wedding. Was that a first?
It was.
Yeah, there we go.
I feel very privileged.
There we go.
Actually, I'm very thankful.
Good to hear. Well,
now let's do it again.
Okay. Number 2. Let's go for number 2.
All right, with your girlfriend this time.
Sure.
Oh, she did.
Sure.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll get another one. Look.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Let's move on from this very kind of deep and gloomy. And I'm sorry to hear that happened to you, Nugs. I really wish.
That's all right.
I hope these bastards are caught. I hope you get your stuff back, and I hope they cut the thieves' hands off. I really do.
And their dicks off.
Don't you just in your mind just think that, if someone came and did that to me, I'll just beat the shit out of them.
Yeah, you do. You're like, what would you do?
But then you just freeze when you're there. Like, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah. These people work with manipulation, controlling your fears, and speed. That's the main thing. The longer you take, the more frustrated they get.
Yeah, I just said yeah. Oh, they when they would like grab me and say, "Give me your stuff," I was just like, all right, because they were getting rough, and I just like put my hands up. Fucking. I just wanted to be over more than anything.
If you treat me like that, you're not going to get anything at all.
Yeah.
Goodness me. Well, let's move on. You know what? For years of firsts, Sydney has accomplished something which I think the whole world is going to be so happy about. We are naming one of our fairies, one of our new fairies, Fairy McFairyface. It is being done, apparently.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the ring of Boaty McBoatface, but we certainly gave an all Aussie try to try and do this.
The poll or the vote they had for that.
I like Lever's response. What?
The vote they got the most like yeses for
Yeah.
was Boaty McBoatface. The second was Ferry McFerryface,
Ferryface.
and they were like, Boaty McBoatface has already been done. Let's go with the second option,
Yeah.
which is just as great.
Ferry McFerryface. I mean, Ferry
You-
doesn't roll off the
know what?
tongue. As
No,
nicely.
it doesn't at all. It's terrible.
I wish I would have put Cunt Master.
That'd be too easy.
Oh, sorry.
I quite like that actually. McBoat. Oh no, it's not that anymore. It's a Ferry McFerry face or whatever.
Yeah.
That's very unique.
Quote
And I
this.
like a good unique name.
It kind of sounds like you're saying fairy as
Fairy.
well, not fairy.
That's
Like fairy face.
There's a quote here in the article. This one is for the kids. That's what it says. This one's for the kids.
You're kidding. It just sounds
Wow.
so messed up.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. What have we come to this point now? Why don't we call it fucking fidget spinner McFloat ass?
Cock.
Oh jeez, little friggin' wheeze.
Yeah, it's a free country. We're allowed to do whatever we want. Isn't that right,
And we
guys?
can call our fairies.
Very
Why not?
McFairy face. Why not something funny like I'm sinking? SOS.
Yes! No,
SOS.
I'm absolutely with you. Why can't we be inventive? Why are we copying something that died out 2 years ago when it happened initially?
Funny when it happened initially. Reusing old material. Sorry, stand-up
Yeah.
comedian. Go sit down. We're not interested. Well, that is...
The thing that annoyed me most about that is that So Mr. Constance, who I'm not sure what his relation is to this whole thing.
Well, he's the Minister of Transport and Infrastructure.
Oh, okay, there we go. Thank you.
And-
Nerd!
No, it's here in the article. Just read. You got glasses, you retard.
Nerd!
He said because he was the one that said Boaty McBoatface was taken, so they went with the next. He went with the next. This is quoted: the next most popular name nominated by Sydney-siders. No, I don't think that was nominated by Sydney-siders at all. I think that was a bunch of online trolls who voted for a dumb meme that died out a year ago.
It worked.
It absolutely did, yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
I feel insulted though that he thinks Sydney-siders voted for that crap.
Well, and this is why everyone hates everyone. I guess.
Democracy.
It doesn't mean anything.
It really doesn't. Oh, and let's face it. In a year's time, this won't even matter. Will we ever be on it? I doubt it. Maybe one person might. The person who sails it.
It'd be fantastic if it like sinks in a week.
Yeah, it just hates its own name. It commits ferricide.
Ferricide.
Oh.
That's what we should call it.
Ferricide. That sounds like a new cologne from Calvin Klein. Ferricide. Be yourself. Be ferricide.
Smell like a ferry.
Ferricide. Man, when
do we take our tops off and start posing with chicks?
We need the abs first.
Yeah,
I think you're a closer level. I think we need
get in there, mate. Yeah. Oh.
Well, actually, Nugsy, you're saying that this is the year for firsts, right?
Yeah.
You know what was actually happened with the hemp industry at the moment? Well, it's just kind of
The
been
hemp
announced.
industry, yeah.
They are now using hemp for food. Can legally now be sold in Australia as food.
What do you mean?
As in food, or like you make food out of hemp?
From my understanding, the second one, you use hemp in the food.
Although
For no reason.
No, not for no reason. For taste reasons.
Wait, legit. So you don't have to have a medical reason to do it.
No, but I don't think this is.
I feel like this is more like maybe you buy a bottle of Coke and it'll have like 1% hemp in it because it does something.
I think that's the idea.
Right?
Well,
So then where do I get this from legally?
right now, from what I read
Coca-Cola.
in the article, hemp Coke, the beautiful mixture of
Hemp-a-cola.
hemp-a-cola.
Well, it could happen.
There's hemp beer being made in Western Australia, which is apparently going towards a stout, as they said. It
Interesting.
has more of a... Where was it? Actually, I read it. In Western Australia, growers said cheers to the new food industry by launching their unique product, hemp beer. Western Australian grower Chris Blake, who has been working in collaboration with Rocky Ridge...
He's been growing hemp since he was 15.
God bless him. Anyway,
He's a pioneer.
he's a pioneer. Where is it, though? He actually explains... Oh, here we go. He said, once toasted and grounded, the hemp has interesting flavors of hazelnut and sesame seed that complements a dark ale well.
But does it get you shit-faced?
Probably not, because actually, I don't know. I don't,
It does if it's a beer.
well, yeah, the beer would.
Oh, yeah.
The alcohol would have an effect.
Well, I don't mean the
itself
traditional
probably
shit-face. I mean the shit-face,
Well, 'cause-
shit-face.
High
Well,
faced.
isn't hemp isn't what gives you the high anyway. That's the leaves, right? Hemp is like the rest of it.
Oh, so what's the point
Right?
of that?
I'm no drug expert. I have no idea about
Neither am
drugs.
I.
But
Because they used to use hemp like centuries ago.
yeah, they make.
Centuries?
You can still
Yeah,
get
centuries ago. Yeah, they
clothes.
made like rope and stuff out of it and clothes.
Yeah, I've seen clothes. I've seen a hemp belt, and I was like, oh, that's cool. It's like, yeah, it's hemp. I was
Hey,
like, hemp, yeah.
Lever, do you remember the hemp festival?
Yes, I do. I wish we went.
Yeah, we should have. We should have left it at home and gone to the hemp festival.
Yeah.
What?
It's all its fault.
That was the day Lever took a wrong turn by mistake, and we ended up all the way at Parramatta
Ha! To a hemp festival.
when we weren't meant to go to your house.
Oh, dear.
Bloody Ed.
Anyway, getting back onto the hemp in Australia. Well, actually, no, across the world, hemp has already been approved for food in the UK, the United States, Canada, and many other countries within Europe. And for many Australian growers, it has been a long wait. I didn't know this was a thing. I didn't know that people were lining around the block to get hemp to put in the food. But apparently, it's finally happened now, and everyone can now shit in their Christmas stockings and be happy.
Hot damn.
Yeah.
Apparently, they're not allowed to use the cannabis leaf logo associated with hemp clothing and all that stuff.
That's right.
They have to use the seed, which
That's it.
distinguishes it. So they would use the seed. That's where the hemp comes from, right? By the sounds of it.
Guess so.
Because they have to use the seed to associate hemp-related stuff because one is psychoactive, has psychoactive properties, and they're trying to disassociate.
But is hemp beer
And
the
they're not allowed to call it cannabis either.
But is hemp oil the same as marijuana oil?
Probably not.
It depends on. I mean, it'd be the same plant, right? It would be different properties, though. Might be
So. Well,
because you can get oil from most seeds. I think it's sunflower seed, cotton seed oil.
because they also talk about hemp chocolate. So I'm just trying to think what they do to it. But if they're talking about hazelnut and sesame seed flavors, that would certainly complement a chocolate or a stout or a dark ale.
Mm.
Those are the only two things coming to mind, though. I'm sure there's heaps of things they can do with it, but I mean, I'll try it. I'd be like, oh, great.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't be adverse to it.
Well, probably.
It'd be interesting.
I wonder how much it costs.
You would try it, Ed?
Of course, if it's legalized, there's nothing wrong with it.
That's the only reason why you don't try it, because it's not legalized?
Of course. And
now?
it's not going to have any effect on me. If it had a huge psychotropic
Oh,
effects,
he's used to it, Leber.
No, it's not that. They wouldn't put anything that was risk. Actually, that's not true. They might put something
Sugar-free?
sugar-free, yeah, carcinogenic. You're right. Well, I mean, I'll try it.
But if it's legal, then it must be okay.
I'd guess so. But you know what's not okay?
Anal.
Sexually assaulting former model back in the 80s.
Why not?
Well, it's just not fair. It's not right. It's not a good thing to do.
So it's okay in the 90s?
I don't think it's good at any time. Actually, good point.
Oh.
This
I couldn't tell you.
Damn.
that'll be a terrible lawyer.
Look, it was in the 80s and it just wasn't acceptable.
We're only talking about this in a special podcast before
Oh.
that.
Oh, yeah.
Who would we be most shocked to find out?
Yes.
As a someone who committed, quote unquote, or
George Clooney.
has been alleged to have committed
Tom
a sexual
Hanks.
assault. George Takei. He is definitely one on my top.
Who's George Takei?
Sulu.
He played not captain. He did become captain. He played Sulu in the original Star Trek series.
Oh, I don't know who that is. Morgan Freeman.
Okay, but we're talking about George Takei right now.
Morgan
See,
is okay.
Who's
Morgan
Morgan?
Sorry.
Morgan's okay. What actor's that?
He's okay.
Oh,
I think we're set, guys.
so his middle name's okay.
Oh, thank God. Morgan's okay.
he's-
What a great actor he
he's
is.
okay. That's a great. You would remember that name. I wouldn't forget that. Morgan, he's okay.
Well, actually, before we carry on to your thing,
Oh, okay.
I must say, speaking of names like that,
hmm
I used to work with a person where the surname was Good Enough. It was literally one word, Good Enough.
Good enough.
What
Yeah.
was his first name?
Not.
It was her, and I'm afraid I shouldn't say it.
Oh,
Online,
okay, yeah,
so
that's
I
fair
won't.
enough.
You should. Then you'll get
But
sued.
I don't think Alex would appreciate it. So.
Oh, so she's
good
gonna
enough, mate,
know.
good enough.
But it's a great name, seriously. I've never heard that in my life, and it sounds fake, but I like it.
I knew someone whose
It's
last
not good
name
enough.
was.
It's great, but whatever.
I knew someone whose last name was Knight, like a knight in armor kind of knight. with a
K.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
I've
cool.
got someone working my work like that too. Yeah. Knight Daniel. Never mind.
Wow. You're name dropping all this evening.
It's alright, Alex won't mind.
No, Alex won't mind. Anyway, getting back to what we were talking to before, George Takei from Star Trek.
Why is he decaying?
No, his name's Takei.
Old?
His name is Takei. He is old. He's like 80 now.
Well, there we go. All right, answers. Okay, I'll shut up now.
He's no, don't shut up. Just say something smart for once in your life, other than "mummy, mummy, stop."
do that, brothers.
Oh, okay. Okay, I believe that. I do believe that. But anyway, he committed a sexual assault. It has been alleged that he committed a sexual assault in 1981 towards one Scott R. Burton, who was 23 at the time.
So when I first heard this, I was shocked as well,
Mm-hmm.
and I mentioned it to someone, and he said, "That's fair enough." But George Takei is notorious for being a bit odd and a bit out there. Like apparently he's done some really really weird shit.
But can you give
So
us an example?
I think they said something, but I don't recall from the top of my head exactly what.
Like, did he take a shit off the side of a skyscraper and record it splashing down on someone?
Have you done that before, Ed?
I want to now. If he's done it, if it's good enough for George Takei, it's good enough for me. But
No, I couldn't say. I don't know.
I mean, he's quite flamboyant.
You know, that's what I said a lot today.
What?
I said a lot of that today. Oh, I couldn't say. I don't know.
Oh, to the cops.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very clever, being current right there, Nugsy. Well done. Yeah, there we go.
Oh.
Oh well, George Takei has now joined.
Hey, wait, hang on. Aren't we doing segments? You haven't been working this through, mate.
Oh, I'm.
Oh, do I need to get my
sorry.
guitar again?
Where's the news bulletin segment? Get news. Yeah, exactly.
How's that?
That's beautiful. All right, sorry.
You're
I thought we
beautiful.
called
Okay, let's go. Okay, well, I don't know how much we
Too late now. Next week. Look forward to that, everyone. Next week. A segment.
I don't know what else we can say about George Takei other than he's shocked. He's denied it. Apparently, this guy who's making the allegation has told close friends, and the quote unquote close friends have confirmed this, that he's spoken about it. But really,
Hollywood feels like Ghostbusters when that idiot comes in to like the Ghostbusters headquarters, like, no, you have to switch this off, and they switch it off, and all the ghosts explode, and the ghosts everywhere, and they're festing everything.
it's ectoplasm, I swear. Spooky ghost. Yeah.
That's what Hollywood feels like right now. Like
now.
they've turned off the machine, and all the pedophiles and all the sexual predators have escaped, and they're at large,
Hiding in those machines. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, how dare they?
What is actually happening? Well, it's this Weinstein bastard that got caught out. Now everyone
Yeah, it
seems to
is.
be
It's
talking about it.
He's ruined it for everyone.
as I mentioned in the
Yeah.
special thing, the Hugh Hefner dies, and like everything comes out.
Oh dear. Well, I mean, good if it's true, because obviously these people need to face justice. Bad if it's just
If it's
attention. Yeah, if it's true. That's why it's all allegations right now.
Yeah.
Bad if it's just attention-seeking bullshit, which is either to try and get someone spoken about in the news and the media to try and help their career, or they're
Yeah.
trying to destroy someone else's career, which is very well possible because people are fucking vindictive little shits.
Yep.
So we just don't know, and hopefully,
And we'll just. And the thing is, it's not just we'll just not know. We will never know. We're never gonna know.
no,
Yeah.
We're never gonna know
oh, we never
because
will.
there's no evidence. This is 20 years ago. All this shit's happening. Where's the evidence? Oh, let me just grab my underwear that I kept for DNA samples.
Yeah.
No way.
Did you try and give them this afternoon, Nugsy, or this morning? Did you try and give the coppers your underwear as well?
I offered, and they're like, no, keep them on. I was like, you sure? I'll take them off happily. They're like, no, please keep them on, sir. Look, I don't mind. I'll just pull them
Put
down
them back
and
on,
them.
sir. I don't need
And
them.
he said, look, if you take them off, we're gonna have to lock you up. And I said, well, I'm taking them off.
Mm-hmm.
And then they locked me up, and you never heard of me again.
Damn, you were actually coming to us
And
live.
that's how Nugsy got married. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, guys.
And lost his virginity to Bruce.
Oh yeah,
The Brucey Woosey. Oh.
good old Bruce.
Good old Bruce. Well,
He looked really rough around the edges, but he was gentle.
good. Talking about jail and getting out of jail, I read this article that you posted in here about the defendant to defender, about the gentleman known as Attorney Jarrett Adams, who recently overturned an innocent man's conviction in the same state that years ago had sentenced him to prison for a crime he did not commit.
I forgot about that.
I
Actually.
watched this article. It brought a tear to my eye to hear that this poor guy had spent 10 years in jail after being wrongly convicted. And then this other guy that he apparently that we see in this news article that he manages to get out of jail had spent something like 35 years in jail on a rape charge, and he was out of jail, cleared.
Rape charge. Unbelievable.
Did they say how they like the evidence that was brought to the table to kind of use against them?
For Jarrett Adams, they say there was a witness that wasn't used at the hearing or something like that. They didn't use, and that the attorney that was appointed to Jarrett Adams at the time, because I think he was in college at the time, said he was just rubbish. Apparently, that's not his words, but the guy said that you're innocent, so you don't need a defense, kind of deal.
Right.
So because
he got fucking
and
destroyed.
he got put over the coals, and this poor human being lost 10 years of his life.
Yeah.
What's happened? I don't know. He's now an attorney, and he works for the company that worked for getting him free of these charges, which is a great thing. That's
actually really good, because you just say he's wasted 10 years of his life. I mean, not just that, but he's lost 10 years of his life. But it's not just that. The mental, his
anguish,
mentality, everything about what's happened and what he's probably seen and had to deal with while being in that area for 10 years, that must have really done him wrong. Like he could be completely messed. Like it's good he turned out the way he did right now, but
he could hold anyone else.
They would turn into a criminal. Like they would just like I've given up on
this
everything.
This is what I am.
Stuff.
Well, he says
the world is against me. That kind of shit. What's the point?
Yeah.
He said it was his cellmate that's said something to him to kind of keep fighting for the truth, and that's what he started to study law while in jail. And
absolutely good on him. Like he took a shit situation and turned it into a positive.
It is a fine.
Not only did he turn it into a positive, he's then using that to help other people who were in the same situation as him. It
is a true testament to this gentleman's character, of the kind of decent, hard-working gentleman that he is, and he. My heart goes out to him. The fact that he did exactly that and is now fighting for justice for other people in the court that he was sentenced in. Mm-hmm. So
kudos.
Kudos. I admire and respect this guy a lot, and
if more people were like that instead of going and robbing people on their way to work, what would be a better place?
But it's what you guys said. If I was in that situation, I would just be so mad. If I was a criminal going to jail, pissed off enough. An innocent person going into jail for something that someone else committed due to having a terrible lawyer or corrupt cops or something like that,
and the fact that he was falsely accused anyway, right?
That's exactly
by
right.
Another dumb bitch.
I'm sure a lot of people who are in that situation will say, but they just feel let down. Like you'd be mad, but you'd feel like you were let down because the thing that's set up, well, not just that, the things that set up to prevent the kind of this thing from happening and to put the guilty people away aren't getting it right,
So
and for dumb reasons a lot of the time.
what makes it worse, it's not only that an innocent man went to jail, a guilty man stayed out in the streets.
Yeah, that's right. Who
That's
could have preyed on somebody else?
horrendous. And we can't say for sure if it was the victim. The victim may have just had a vague description of who this person was, and the police could have done it wrong. It could have been anyone who's at fault here. But as terrible as the situation is, it's had an absolutely beautiful outcome. And let's hope that he kind of inspires other people to do the same thing, to fight for justice. That's the main thing, fighting for justice.
I can tell you right now, if I was in that guy's position, I would have given up instantly. Like,
because you'd be like, what do I do now?
There's literally nothing I can do. I'm not that smart enough to research and shit. I mean, I'd had nothing to do with it in prison, but
furiously
I would
masturbate.
still not
Toss the salad a bit. Oh man, that is. Well, it'll just be like at home for you then, Level, wouldn't it?
Just without his sister. I was gonna say I'm sorry, but I'm not.
I would visit you every day, Leber, and laugh at you the whole time.
Oh, thanks. You're so nice to me.
You're welcome. I'll bring you candy bars.
Oh,
cigarettes.
He'll smuggle them he'll smuggle them in for you.
Smuggle them in somehow. But yeah, that's a good story. That's a nice story. Up the butt.
It is. It's one of those things where like you think that life is just stupid and people are dumb and everything's shit.
Yep.
Like that one nice thing happens, you're like, oh. Actually, speaking of which, you know the podcast a couple of weeks ago we were talking about like randomly saying hello to people on the street, make them.
Ah, yes.
Brighten up the day maybe.
Mm-hmm.
The very next day on my way to work, the corner adjacent to that corner that I got mugged on, a guy walked out of his house and he looked at me and said, "What's up?" And then just continued walking. And I was like, oh.
Wow.
Usually I'm the person saying hello. This guy just said, "What's up?" And then like he was listening to music, I think he was kind of singing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, wow, that was it's different.
Oh, settle down, phone. Well, oh, there we go. Wow, how strange. On the corner right across the road.
Yeah, like you go up from that corner to the next street, and then the house across the road from there.
Jeez. Well, unbelievable. Unbelievable. And what else is unbelievable? Disney's intentions to buy Fox right now.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Disney's becoming this corporation.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yes, I misheard what you said.
There's business. It's scary. Disney is so powerful, they're going to be above the law. I'm pretty sure they are now. They are such a powerful company.
When did that happen? I don't know about that.
Well,
I think...
Second they're doing fucking cartoons, now they're ruling the world.
I think there is a thing where Disneyland is outside the law of, or the jurisdiction of a specific area.
Oh, geez, like the Vatican.
Because of when the land was bought.
They have their own police, their own army, their own currency.
Wait, you guys actually serious? All right.
I'm gonna check into it. I'm just gonna make sure, but I think so.
Well, okay, you check into that. I'm gonna talk about what this article says here. The main issue that Disney is talking about, Disney has announced this year that it will be removing its contents from Netflix in 2019.
Oh, yes.
They are starting up, or the belief is, the assumption is that they will be starting up their own streaming subscription, their own streaming business, and they want to be able to have a whole heap of Fox's things, like, what was the list? It was like Family Guy, The Simpsons, Bob's Burgers, all these big cartoons. What's that other one? American Dad. I don't watch it and I don't care for it. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Futurama, How I Met Your Mother, New Girl, all these shows. And if they're going to start a streaming site, they want to they said, from what I understood from the article, they want to have that nostalgia effect of getting people to actually come in and then join another subscription on top of Netflix, Hulu, and Stan, whatever other ones are out there, I don't know. But they if they can secure this, it will certainly give them a huge market as far as television from forever ago. And that's really going to appeal to a lot of people, they believe. which is probably true. So that's what they're doing right now. The talks apparently aren't in there. It was kind of in hiatus. They kind of stopped for a bit, but it's been on and off. But it still seems to be an ongoing thing. The article says so. So we'll see what happens. I guess.
I mean, it's not the first. Many places do this sort of thing. There are heaps of. You can obviously see that there's going to be a huge trend where everything's all going to be just every company has their own subscription thing. You have to have like, while it's all looking cheap, like $10 a month or whatever, you're gonna have 20 of these.
It all adds up. Yeah. It's almost exactly comparable to Foxtel because you buy Foxtel and you're paying for a bunch of different packages.
Exactly, and you can choose the packages, so it's exactly the same, which is what it's becoming.
Yeah.
So the moment Netflix at the moment it's losing a bit of Disney, fine, who cares? But excuse me, the moment it loses more because other companies want to do the same thing.
Goodbye, Netflix.
Yeah, there's going to be big issues. Like, what if Netflix decides to split their own things? Like, oh, you know what? We don't want to give you movies anymore. If you want movies, you're going to have to pay another $20 for a subscription. Yeah. But you get new blockbuster movies or blah, 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 you know?
Yeah, that could happen. Yeah, that sounds about right. Add-on deals. You can start off with...
This is the life we live. Apparently, you know, everyone can afford everything. If we can afford $2,000 phones now and, you know, be sold... Like, Apple are sold out of those things, those iPhone Xs, and they're basically $1,800.
Oh, yeah, I walked into Optus
and they're sold out. What is wrong with people?
When I walked into Optus...
Come in.
There was a sign saying that you could back order the iPhone 10 or something like that.
So it's $1,800 for a phone. That's ridiculous.
Yes.
Why? We don't need that. Why?
I don't know, but people pay for it.
This just proves that people have way too much money and not enough. Then they're not giving it to me. That's what's wrong with this goddamn world.
Yeah, and they complain about, I can't afford a home. Yeah, no shit. The way you're going, of course not. Asshole. Idiot.
I had to downgrade to the smaller prostitute because she costs less than the bigger prostitute. She's, you know, the bigger they are, the more they cost. Don't they go by kilos? Is that how it works? I don't know. I don't know how you negotiate prices with a prostitute. I just assume that the fatter they are, the
how
more
much do you weigh, darling?
Yeah, that's it. Like for every kilo, it's like $20 more.
I'm at least 55 kilos. That's cheap. That's cheap, girl.
Yeah.
Let's get it on.
So
that's how it works.
That's why I assumed most prostitutes were quite thin, because they were cheaper and more affordable. That's what I assumed. I mean, if I'm wrong, correct me. I don't know anything about this thing. So anyway, but you're right. People just throw money away, and we're gonna get that. We're gonna get it. And you know what? It's gonna be in Australia. We're gonna have American Disney, and then we're gonna have the Australian Disney app, which should be
not this bullshit again.
3 times as much for a third of the content. Fuckers.
Yeah.
And it's just the way it's done in Australia, down under. And what are we going to do? To be honest, I mean, I don't...
Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to pay for it. That's what we're going to do. We're going to cry about it like, I can't believe everything's so expensive. And then what are we going to do? We're going to do what everyone else does. Throw away our money, just like it's us.
Meanwhile, there's school children out there, primary school children out there with iPhone 9s and 10s and heaven only knows what, selfing and friggin' sexting and goodness me, pissing me off to no end.
You know what we should do? We should have the same phones. We should give them the same phones that were available to us when we were growing up, and have them
that's a YouTube
have them
channel.
evolve into the technology that we have now.
Like
the same way we
towards
did.
that.
Yeah. So you start off with like a little shitty Nokia, and then you're like, all right, you're old enough to have like a fucking Galaxy S1.
It's a rite of passage.
Honestly, I would do that with my kid anyway. Like, I would never give my iPhone like the latest iPhone.
Yeah.
No, hell no.
I would give them some shit phone, and look, if I can trust you with a better phone, or when you're older, you can have better, you know. But for now, you're a little shit. I know you cannot handle this phone. I know you will break it. I'm not buying you another one. So you little shit, you are going to use this until I'm satisfied. Well, maybe not satisfied, but you know.
No, satisfied is the right word, I think. This is
Till I'm pleased.
Ooh, speaking of
being
Disney.
satisfied. Oh, okay, sorry.
Apparently, Disneyland shut down their cooling towers after cases of Legionnaires' disease.
Legionnaires? Jeez, okay, that's scary. I don't know too much about the disease, but I know... Wait, where at which park?
Disneyland Park, it just says.
But is that
in
America?
Southern California.
Ah, California. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Southern California. That's the one I went to when I was in
Oh,
America.
okay. Ed, are you alright?
No, I feel like I've been sexually assaulted by some Legionnaires' disease.
Oh, no. How, was that like, if it's 20 years ago, I don't know if you can prove it.
Oh, I better hashtag me too as well.
Don't tell me that's a thing. Please don't tell me that's a thing.
That's a thing. Oh,
Me
man.
too.
Me too. Hashtag me too. I bet.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
checking my belt buckle. I feel like it has been taken off at some point by some Legionnaires' disease. Oh, jeez.
Oh, okay. Legionnaires is a severe form of pneumonia.
Yeah, it's actually
Okay.
really bad. If like
I know it's
pneumonia
bacteria, but...
is bad enough.
Yeah.
People die from pneumonia still. A severe case of
Fucking hell.
pneumonia is it's you don't fuck with Legionnaires' disease. You
How
don't.
do you know when you have pneumonia anyway? You just
You got
You're-
fluid in your lungs and you die.
before that.
I don't know.
Man.
It's like the flu times 20, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
I
I
know
mean, but man flu is a thing, right? So how can you tell? So you could be exaggerating, but it could actually be a real thing.
A real
Who
thing.
knows?
Yeah.
I know you get really, really lethargic on it.
That's me every friggin' day. I wake up and I'm exhausted.
Maybe you just have a persistent case of Legionnaires.
Oh, not surprising considering what happened to me 20 years ago
No.
When I was born.
when I was 20. No, I was 10
Oh,
20
that's
years ago.
messed up. Oh my goodness.
Oh, when you were born.
Mhm.
What happened 10 years ago? Show us on the doll.
Okay, well, this doll doesn't have a penis, but I'll make one. I'll make one using my penis.
Oh, okay. Stick it through the hole.
Yeah, there we go. Then the doll will sue me for sexual harassment.
Yeah. Me too. Hashtag. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Can't believe that's a thing.
Yeah, it's
I'm
real.
gonna start spreading that at work. See how. It works.
Say that you thought it was to promote, like, eating biscuits or something. Hashtag me too.
Me too. I love biscuits.
Oh, fucking hell. That's going to give me some hate this
No,
week.
Lever, that's incorrect. I know you're ethnic, but you can't be that thick-headed. Oh, well, sorry, boss, but that's, I don't know any better.
You did it on the company Twitter, for fuck's sake.
You verbally just raped me. I'm going to...
Rape you back verbally.
I don't know. I'm going to just hashtag me too.
Jeez, okay.
Done.
Let's... Yes, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's
What I
move
was
away
thinking.
from the very touchy subject of
Legionnaires.
Oh,
Legionnaires'
like
disease.
touching.
And we will now move into newer horizons. And right now, what has something that I came across, a great article that I came across, the marvel of man and technology. We are looking at. It's not a new concept, except for it says right here this is a new concept. So I'll just backtrack a bit. A electric scooter, or an electric Vespa by the Italian vehicle company Piaggio. I can never say this right. Piaggio. Fucking hell, how do you say that? I feel like I'm trying to say Worcestershire
Wait, I have
sauce.
to open a verse.
Piaggio.
Piaggio?
Piaggio. Thank you. Piaggio. They're planning in 2018 to have a fully electric scooter or Vespa, which is cool. I want an electric bike, but the appeal of a motorcycle is that fucking gonna fucking you up kind of
Yeah.
sound, where an electric motorbike will be like a mosquito.
Yeah, a bit like a mosquito, yeah.
But
You can hear it coming.
I do like the idea though. I don't think that gets that loud. But I like the idea of being able to. It's a cleaner form of energy. A cleaner mode of transportation. No more petrol bills. Which is two great things. I've always wanted to see how the interior. I mean, of a Tesla car, and see how it works because
You can. I'm sure there are like exploded diagrams of like a Tesla.
that would be so cool. Because somewhere in the car, or in this case the Vespa, there has to be a battery. But is that the same battery used to power your lights, or do they have two separate batteries, one for your lights and one for the motor, or is it just one really big one that shares both? And it's just, do they have multiple compartments in a battery that they shed off into different areas of the vehicle?
I assume it would be because you wouldn't have two different batteries for
2 different systems.
the electrical. Yeah, you'd have that run off the same
battery. It's not like a motor car.
I'd assume so anyway. Yeah.
Because
the only reason a normal combustible car has a battery in it is because it's not powered by batteries, and it needs batteries for the electronics.
That's right. Which is something I had to learn the hard way with my motorcycle. And electronics does get very complicated, but...
So here is an image of a Tesla.
Ooh.
This is the Model S.
If you guys could afford it, not that any of us could because we don't have enough money to buy ourselves anything, would you buy an electric car?
Yeah, I'm not adverse to it.
I mean,
I don't have like this deep connection to like feeling the engine and
yeah, I don't care about that shit
stuff
either.
like that. Yeah,
I just like the idea.
But I'll take a second-hand car, so I don't really give a shit.
Well, I like the idea of
You
not having to
did.
worry about petrol. And I like the idea of not destroying the environment.
The only thing would be the charging. More so because in Australia at the moment, it may have changed since the last time. I didn't really look into it, but like I read about support for Tesla cars isn't as large here as it is in like England and America.
Oh, no
so
doubt.
recharging stations are few and far between.
I've only ever seen one in my life. I haven't seen any.
I've never seen any. But then
There's
again,
one
I've
at
never
North
really paid much
Stratfield.
attention.
What? There's one where lives?
North Stratfield, you know where Pancakes at the Rocks are, and
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Outback.
I've
Steakhouse. Yeah, there's one now.
I've
on
seen
that street.
Okay.
I've seen the Google car in the city charging up at a
Yeah?
point. Yeah. And I've seen they have them at Chatswood, Westfield.
What?
There's,
Really?
Yeah, huge range. There's huge line of solar panels on the top thing, and they're all. At least I thought that's what they
okay.
were. Maybe they were hooked up to something else, and I just thought, oh, that was cool. But I thought that's what they were. Maybe I'm going crazy. Maybe they were like hooked up to.
No, I mean maybe you're right. I mean you're more observant than I am, so it's possible.
Yeah, but I misinterpret shit. Like seriously, I thought that lady was asking me to come with her when she said, "Don't get near me." Put down the knife, you psychopath.
Give me back my phones.
Yeah, well, that too. No, I wouldn't steal a lady's phone.
Oh, just her virginity.
Are you kidding me? What woman has virginity anymore? No one has virginity.
Ain't that the truth?
Virginity. Actually, I want that on a shirt. Virginity. Finger licking good.
Virginity.
Virginity. Don't look. You don't you dare knock my mother tongue. The drunk Irishman. What the hell's that on my leg?
Yeah, there's a Tesla for you. So the bottom.
Thank you. How much?
To add weight to the car is batteries, from what I've been told anyway.
Ah.
And everything's connected up, wired up through there, I suppose. I don't really know a whole lot about it, but I know that the batteries do sit on the bottom. That's where the car gets its weight from.
Okay. But
And it's meant to be designed in a way so it's all balanced out.
to get a Tesla car, you're looking at over $100,000, and that is a lot of cash.
Oof.
That is a lot.
How much does it cost to bloody fill that shit up though on those charging stations?
So
Don't know.
yeah, no, that's
Is it like $1.50 per second? Or, I don't
No,
know
if
how-
it's connected to solar panels, it's free.
No, that's not how life works. Nothing here is free.
free. You're right. Sorry, the sun isn't free.
No.
Sunburn is, but the sun isn't.
There'll be a tax on it or some bullshit. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
cancer
Oh,
is
yeah.
also free.
That's it.
For now.
For now. But talking about trying to make the world a better planet, I love this picture that you've put here, Nugsy.
What?
This picture that Nugsy attached here.
No, you're welcome.
The cafe of the that's helping to try and keep beaches clean by.
Oh, that was fantastic.
How
I love
good
it.
is that?
I love everything about it.
There's a sign just to give the viewers at home.
Yeah,
yes.
describe it, mate.
It is a sign at the front of a. You can't really see much of the cafe, but you can see the sign very,
Yeah.
very clearly. And it's a green sign with white lettering saying "Beach Litter, a free coffee if you collect a bucket of rubbish off the beach. Buckets are available from the cafe. Every little helps."
Yeah.
Great incentive to try and make this world a greener
Yes.
place. And this is costing. It will probably cost. I mean, I would do it.
Yeah, fucking oath. Why not?
I'd
That
probably.
wasn't too much effort, man.
It's not about the effort. It's about showing respect for Mother Nature.
Well, she's a bitch.
No, she's not.
Coffee.
Yeah, far out. What's with all this shitty weather she's been giving us, mate? Give us a nice weather day, and maybe I'll consider helping her out.
Today was a nice weather day.
Well, I'm bloody working today.
Well, that's your fault then, isn't it? You should have called in
That
sick.
is my fault. You know what? Yeah, all right. She's all right then. It's my fault for wanting to make money, I guess.
I called in sick. Ha! Just kidding.
You couldn't call
need to.
anyone.
Oh.
You know what? Actually, something that I've just kind of realized just then. I'm kind of offended by the fact that it is Mother Nature and not gender neutral nature.
No. Me too.
That is extremely suppressive.
Me too.
I mean, God isn't male. That is just a misconception and this kind of enforced belief that God is the creator of all and thus man is the creator of all. No, God is gender neutral.
How do you know? Have you seen him?
No, I haven't. But God made humankind, in his own image.
He didn't make humankind at all because humans are pieces of shits. That's for sure.
But Mother Nature. I'm sorry. Can we? What's a gender neutral term for a parent? Not dad, not mum.
Idiot.
Mother or father. Actually, this has got me stumped.
Idiot nature.
Gender
neutral. They're all idiots.
Gender neutral names. No, gender neutral parental. Parental.
Parentheses.
I feel like you're not hearing me.
Idiot. Gender neutral parent titles. Holy crap! This is an article. Beyond's mummy or daddy. Names for non-binary parents. Non-binary parents. Gender neutral queer titles. Queer queries. Okay. Well, this is. Oh, here we go. This is an article. Parent titles, e.g., mum, dad, and genderless. Okay, let's see what they have here.
Oh!
This is it. I was wondering if anyone knew any words for parents. I referred to parents by their first names. What? No, we're just.
There's just no respect in that. Sorry.
Yeah, first names. Isn't a name nothing but a slave name that your mother gives you and your father? A slave name to this life that you never asked for. I never asked to be called Edward. So, I'm sorry, but that is a slave name to me.
Yeah, you wave it around like you love it. Dead Ed this, Ed
no,
that.
That's Dead Ed was my chosen name. That was the name that freed me and made me...
Yeah, but you got your slave name in it.
No, Ed
should have been called Dead Zamunda or something instead. What is this?
Zamunda. I like that.
You're using your slave name but mixing it up.
It's like
Zamunda.
You know what?
Fantastic. I love it.
You there? What's your name? Zamunda. Oh.
Break out and dance like the mask. That one scene.
Oh, yeah.
Cha-cha.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Zamunda. Yeah. Don't worry. Zamunda doesn't get HIV.
Zamunda gives it.
What? No, because you'd have to get it to give it. That doesn't.
Zamunda gives the HIV.
You can't give it unless he's.
Zamunda no get. Zamunda give.
No, he can't.
Always give. Zamunda do. Yes.
I don't think
Zamunda very generous. Yes.
But not as generous as me. Zamunda, my son, he good boy. He helps.
Oh, thank you, Father. I take
Welcome,
the
buddy.
best.
Oh, thank you. We are speaking over the phone.
Is Richard there? I can't tell.
No, it's Gomez. Hey. Huh?
You sounded like you were having a fit. It sounded like a...
No, very excited.
Oh, yeah? What are we excited about?
I'm speaking to you over the phone.
That's what excites you? Oh, shit, mate.
It's very high-tech, huh?
Yeah.
Huh? I like you. You have wife?
Mate, can I ask you, how do you feel about this hashtag MeToo?
Hashtag. What that mean, huh?
Well, there that goes. All right, never mind.
Dan, see you later, Gomez. It's really hard to stay clear and focused as a Gomez.
As a Gomez.
As a Gomez, yeah.
Yeah, just send them back. See you, Gomez, mate.
Bye, Gomez. But anyway, getting back to the cafe before we kind of got a little astray there. Yeah. Great idea. I hope the coffee tastes good, because if it's a piece of crap, I'm throwing my litter back onto the beach. This coffee is shit! And I'm adding more.
Rubbish back.
Yeah, that's it. And adding the coffee to the beach with the cup.
Oh, yeah.
Which I won't recycle. Sorry. I'll put it in the general waste bin. Fucking oath, I'm dangerous. Okay, well, apparently there's no gender-neutral names. Anyway, before we go, we need to finish off with our Would You Rather for the week, which I rapidly came up with in a desperate attempt to try and think of a Would You Rather. Oh, here we go. Shit. Fucking hell. Sounded like a
What an intro.
Sounded like a toucan had a stick of dynamite up its ass.
You know what, Ed? You can use that for all of them.
Oh,
It's all
okay.
yours, mate. That's for free.
What did you say?
Would you rather?
Oh, would you? Okay.
Frittata?
That's what
I like frittata better.
Frittata.
Frittata.
My
Hakuna frittata.
My frittata. La 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 la. Would you rather? Okay, this is the only thing I could think of in a minute's notice before the stream started. Would you rather have the superpower of your burps being able to knock people out, or have your superpower being farts being able to make you fly?
Farts flying.
The first one, I wouldn't have got mugged this morning.
Yeah, but you could have
That's
also
true.
flown away, so...
I suppose.
Yeah. But farts.
Yeah, but they were grabbing me. Like, I'd be fighting to get away. They'd be holding me down.
Yeah, it's got a point. Get back here! Get back here!
Oh, what's that smell? Oh, fuck.
I reckon the burps would be very handy to have, but then again, there's got to be something to say about your breath as the power to knock someone out. But very useful.
Yeah. Well, it's only the burping, right? Like, everything else is normal.
Yeah, guess so. I wouldn't say it would knock you out because that would be silly.
That'd be hilarious. You had the power to knock other people out, but also yourself.
If you breathe in, so you'd have to hold your nose and go out and then remove
And then
yourself
run.
from that area. But then you're holding your nose and not breathing in while you're running, you'd die from lack of oxygen. But being able to fly would be awesome. It's just kind of embarrassing to be like, up, and away! And then when you run out, if you're in midair and run out, well, there's only one way.
Or if you're midair and you've accidentally followed through.
Oh, it'd be like a bird taking a poo.
Yeah. It would.
In fact, that makes me want to be able to fart fly even more now.
Someone's walking down the street. Oh, bird shit on me.
It's a big bird.
There's a lot more brown than white in this one.
Oh, rascally birds. Well, as we draw to a near for this evening's lovely podcast, I'd like to thank our sponsors.
What great sponsors they are. Thank you guys very much.
That was all of them. And any final thoughts before we leave tonight? No. Levy, you're in deep thought or looking at porn.
Try getting mugged. Try it once. Try it out, see how it fits.
That should be an experience.
Sure.
You go to New York, you go like the tours. Oh, is this the you get mugged tour? Yeah, okay, cool. We'll meet someone throughout the day. They'll mug you, steal your stuff, and you have to, get through the rest of your holiday without anything. At least you weren't that far from home, weren't you?
Yeah, it was about 20 minutes. It took a bit longer to get back just because I kind of went around and doubled back.
Understandable. Yeah, I know. That's perfectly understandable. And so there was that. You went on holiday. You weren't out in the middle of friggin' Jakarta and had all these stuff on. So
yeah,
that was
It's
just a shame that
there are
had to happen.
positives.
It should never happen. We'll kill them. We'll find them, kill them, serve them up. We will actually no. What we'll do what Cartman did. We'll get their family, grind them into a mince, serve it to them as burgers, and then tell them.
That was so amazing. I could not believe when I was watching that. That was an episode of anything that I totally did not see coming.
Sounds fantastic.
That was a good episode.
When can we get started?
Well, it's going to take me a while to track them, but with my superpower burps, I'll be able to get to the bottom of it.
Burps or farts?
Burps. I chose burps, not farts.
Okay.
Well, let's
Well, that kind of works out because I can carry you guys, and then I'll fly.
Yeah,
us
and we can
to
just,
them,
and then we can start burping, and then we'll knock you out, and then we'll plummet to our death.
Yeah, good point. Everyone wins until we die.
Yeah.
Well, au revoir.
Take it easy.
Levy, you got to say goodbye.
Bye! Wake up for breakfast, peanut butter toast. Open the bread box, shit, there's no loaf, oh no, my toast. How will I get by? Oh, what am I gonna do? No, nothing else will do. I need my loaf. Go down the road to the store. Head to the bakery, but fuck, they've got no more. Oh no, my loaf. How will I get by? No, I don't know what to do. Oh, I think I have a clue. It's in the Bread Podcast.